Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to Crypto on the Rocks. Hold on here, get the last of my technical difficulties out the way. How's everybody doing? Glad you are here. Glad you are here. Now, before I forget, I usually get into these live streams and forget to put in the link so people can join me here on Crypto on the Rocks. Because again, this is meant to be your show. This is meant to be you come on and guide the conversation, talking about crypto, whatever it is you want to talk crypto. Now, if you are on Twitter, matter of fact, let me go ahead and click over. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, jump right into the live chat and you can click that link and come on and join me. If you are on Twitter, I'm going to actually put it on my profile right now. So go ahead and click the link to join me on Twitter or from Twitter. Here we go. 1 second, right here. Join me live. And there is the link. Boom, posted on Twitter. Excellent. Excellent. How's everybody doing tonight? Glad to see you here. Let's start out with it's time to cheers. Knob Creek. Love it. All right. We're going to be starting there tonight. Don't forget, tonight is Crypto on the Rocks. So you get to vote on what we're going to dollar cost average into. And your options are, remember, $25 every week into whatever cryptocurrency. Well, 15 of it is going into Bitcoin regardless. And you pick where that other $10 is going to go. And your options are Ethereum, the Sandbox, Decentraland, Gala, or Axie Infinity. Now, I might be adding one other one, excuse me, one other option to this portfolio because I've been doing a lot more research because, again, remember, this is all Web3, gaming, P2E, that kind of thing. And as I've been doing more and more research in this particular space, because I think it's going to be a huge part of how cryptocurrency gets adopted. I've keep coming across a cryptocurrency that I think it wasn't even on the original choices. So that's why I'm thinking I might just add it in. It wasn't even an option you had to vote for back in 2023 when you guys were voting for what we were going to be putting in this portfolio list. I'm thinking Beam. Any of you interested in Beam? We're going to take a look at it later. If you are, put it in the chat. Let me know what you think about Beam. Want to see it added to the crypto portfolio this first half of 2024? Let me know in the chat. Appreciate that. If you're on Twitter, you can't access the chat, but tell me in the comments and or send me a direct message. Cheers. Yes. As always, we're going to end up starting off with taking a look at the markets, see where they are. People have been panicking about, oh my God, Bitcoin's dropping. Oh yeah. It's like, man, calm down. Just chill. It's got to happen. And we're going to talk about, I'm sure at some point through the course of the night here, why a lot of this drop is happening. Everybody on crypto Twitter, if you're on Twitter, make sure you come and find me and follow me at CryptoCoinMind, MIND, on Twitter. And everybody on crypto Twitter is all about like, oh my God, why is Grayscale selling Bitcoin? Stop selling Bitcoin already. Blah, blah, blah. They have to. The SEC basically forced them to. I guess we're going to get into it now. Grayscale already owned Bitcoin, and it was in this GBTC package, right? Well, they wanted to convert that GBTC package into the Bitcoin ETF. Well, all those amendments that took place toward the end, right before the SEC gave the approval, though reluctantly it was, basically means that now Grayscale can't take this Bitcoin that they have in their GBTC and just transpose it into this bucket in the ETF. They have to take it over here, sell it on the market, and then buy it back and put it here. Just the SEC protecting us again. And if you believe that, you probably shouldn't be on this live stream. Just saying. How's everybody doing? Come on. Jump in that live chat. Jump in, ask questions, whatever you got to do. Even better, come join me live. Come join me live here on Crypto on the Rocks. Bring your favorite beverage and come talk crypto with me. Hopefully, some people will be jumping in tonight. I'm still hoping that Philip will join tonight. It's been a little while since we've had my brother here on this live stream. And make sure you like and subscribe. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm only about 100 subscribers away from crossing that $1,000. $1,000. Believe it or not, this is my first drink. From crossing that 1,000 subscriber mark. So yeah, if you can help me do that, share this live stream, even for that matter. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Cheers. Here's the thing. I prefer an alcoholic beverage while we're sitting here chatting crypto, because why not? Chillax, relax, have a beverage, right? You don't have to. Bring whatever beverage you like. I could care less. Just come join me. That's the part that's important. So, and don't forget, tell me what you think about adding Beam. We're going to touch on Beam, like I said, a little later on probably, unless we get off on some other tangent like we just did with Grayscale. But anyway, like, subscribe, smash that like button. Oh, well, that's about done, unfortunately. All right, let's go take a look at the markets. You know what? Let's do this. There we go. That way you can see it a little bit better. I might as well just put that up there right now. So you know, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, old guy, interwebs. But let's take a look at the market. Let's see what's going on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to refresh this so we get the latest numbers here. All right. Bitcoin, current price on Bitcoin, 41,588. Down 3.1% in the last 7 days. And that's what everybody's been all up in arms about. And, why are they selling? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, use this as a damn buying opportunity. I mean, seriously, buying opportunity right now. With this being Bitcoin dropping, keep buying, keep DCAing. That's what we do here. We DCA to show you how to DCA. Matter of fact, don't forget, you got to vote. Vote. What do you do? What are we DCAing into? You get one vote. Everybody gets one vote. Put your vote in the chat. Ethereum, the Sandbox, Mana, Gala, or Axie Infinity. Remember, this is all about Web3, gaming, that kind of thing. All right, back to this. All right, Bitcoin definitely down, but that's okay. Use that this opportunity to DCA into the market. Ethereum, after the ETFs were approved for Bitcoin, Ethereum pumped in anticipation of an Ethereum ETF. Now, here's the thing. There was already Ethereum ETF applications pending with the SEC. And today, Gary kicked that down the road. And now the next deadline for that ETF is in May. But I honestly, again, it's going to end up being needing to go to court and forcing Gary's hand in order to even get an Ethereum ETF. Cheers. Doing the beer in the mason glass today. All right. Tell me what you're drinking. Put it in the live chat. I want to know. Okay. So Ethereum 24.85, down from where it jumped on up to, but overall pretty steady, only down 1.4% in the last 7 days, up about 7.7%. So pretty much even Steven. We've got BNB up almost 6% in the last 7 days. That's huge move for BNB, back up to 313.85. Solana, not too much move, all things being equal. I mean, up 1.8%, so almost 2% in the last 7 days, down almost 1.5% in the last 24 hours, 93.21. Again, Solana is going to be huge in this next bull cycle. Like them, hate them, not a fan, definitely not a fan. But they're going to be big. So I guess you should hold some, right? Yeah, not financial advice. XRP, lots of things coming with XRP. I actually retweeted a tweet about XRP being used by the Bank of Japan on my profile page. So go check that out. Lots of things coming on with XRP, and all things being equal, it's still down almost 5% over the last 7 days, and 54 cents. Decent price still for XRP. Cardano, I like Cardano, and down over 8% in the last 7 days. When I was starting to get prepped for this particular live stream tonight, I had looked into the pricing, and Cardano was even below 50 cents. And frankly, I think it's going to continue to jump back down below 50 cents. I think we need, like I've mentioned multiple times before, it needs to come back down, and it needs to hover down in that at least 40 cent area before it's time for it to go back up. AVAX, love AVAX. But I mean, look at this thing. AVAX is down 9% in the last 7 days, almost 3% in the last 24 hours at $32.64. Still love AVAX. Can't, I don't know. Goodbye there. Doge, I'm not a meme coin fan, but I usually stop and check it out because of Crypto Jar. In just under 8 cents right now, down 2% over the last 7 days. Now, Tron, like I said, it surprisingly had a little bit of price action. And I know you like 10 cents, 11 cents. That's a lot of price action. But all things being equal, 3.5% in the last 7 days. And it's back up over 11 cents. Again, Tron, I get it. Not a lot of people are fans of Tron. I get it. They don't like Justin Sun, whatever. No, hey, it is what it is. But Tron is being used to move USDT in areas of the world that just aren't going to pay Ethereum fees and want to utilize USDT for, survival, basically. Hey, Automatic Beats. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Don't forget, you got to vote tonight. You get to vote. Crypto on the rocks here. Hold on. Let me eliminate some of that so you can see what you're voting for. Here we go. Again, you get to vote Web3 gaming. Your choices are, you get 1 vote, Ethereum, the Sandbox, Mana, which is Decentraland, Gala, or Axie Infinity. So make sure you vote there, Automatic Beats. And I know you missed probably the beginning of this. I'm going to be looking into Beam as another gaming platform. If you want to vote for Beam, that's a legit vote tonight. So let me know. And everybody else, don't forget to vote. Okay. All right. Let's get back to this. No, it's not. Cocky Inu is not there. Nope. But Gala. All right. Gala it is. Record that vote. Appreciate that, Automatic Beats. And so everybody knows the first week, the vote was for the Sandbox. The second week, last week, was for Ethereum. And so far, we got a vote for Gala. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Put your vote into the live chat. Appreciate that. Thank you, Automatic Beats, for getting us kicked off. All right. Let's keep going here. Chainlink. I mean, look at this. Up 13.4% in the last 7 days, 9% of that in the last 24 hours. But guess what? Chainlink, winner, chicken dinner as far as I'm concerned. Polkadot, I like Polkadot. If it's a project that you have been following, you think will do well in this cycle, might be time to buy. It's down almost 10%, 9.4% here, $6.86. What else we got? Matic down 12.2%. Crazy. I can't believe that Polygon Matic is down that far. It's crazy to me. But again, hey, if you're looking to DCA, this might be the time. We're going right by Sheep because don't like meme coins. Litecoin, again, I like it for what it is. Matter of fact, that reminds me, we're going to talk about that a little later as well. Litecoin down 2% over the last 7 days, but up over 4% in the last 24 hours, back up over $70 at $71.25. Again, I like Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, those things for what it's meant to be used for. Use it to buy shit and save your Bitcoin, right? Right. Now, I did an interview with Joel Valenzuela. Twitter. Wait, and there, look at that. It finally did what it was supposed to do. I don't know if you could see that on your end, me being frozen there, but yep, I'm guessing you can. I'm trying to keep other things going here to make sure the live stream is still going well. And sorry about that, guys. I can't control when StreamYard kind of is buffering like that. StreamYard is what I use to put these live streams out. So I appreciate your patience. Yeah. Thank you, Automatic Beats. Yeah, dead as fuck. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Facts right there. I could tell. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But we're back. Anyway, my interview with Joel Valenzuela, I put out. It's Radical Freedom Tech. Radical Freedom Tech. I just put it out this past Thursday. It's about an hour-long interview with him. If you're not familiar with him, again, and you're on Twitter, you should be following him. The Desert Links is his handle. And this guy's been living on crypto for about a decade now. And I'll tell you what, very interesting point of view. I talk a lot of times, here we go. We're going to get on my rant, my soapbox. Listen, I talk all the time here, and part of why I ask you guys to vote on what we're going to dollar cost average into, about dollar cost averaging, about having some money outside of our current financial system. So when the shit hits the fan with the financial system, we are prepared. We have the ability to survive outside of the system. And as good as that is, it kind of came to, processed with me in this interview with him, who sits here, who's been literally trying to find and forge the way to live on cryptocurrency before the need arises to live on cryptocurrency, I guess, how to do it. And I'm going to be doing some videos. He gave like a kind of step-by-step how to do it a little bit at a time. He uses and thinks the easiest interface with which to do that is using Dash and the Dash wallet. And from what we talked about and what he was able to present in that interview, it sounds possible. So I will be doing some videos. Watch for that. And we'll watch my progress in starting to pay for certain things with crypto on a regular basis. Again, I already do that to some degree. My VPN service, again, use Litecoin to pay for that every month. And it's great. I don't have to give them any of my information. This is my account number. Boom. Here's my Litecoin. Bing, done. And if you'd like to use that same VPN service that I use, it's TorGuard VPN. And I'll tell you what, I love this service. It is, they keep no records. You can have, I think they've changed it now where you can have up to like 15 different devices on one account. There are different plans, whether it's just a VPN you're looking for, or you want a router and a VPN or whatever. They have pretty much all the privacy options that you would need. They're based out of Switzerland, and you could pay in crypto and nothing. There's a link in the description of this live stream. If you use that link or go there directly and use code CCM for Crypto Coin Mindset at checkout, you'll get 50% off whatever plan you choose for life. So if you're looking for a little bit of anonymity, and you should use a VPN, as part of your security strategy when you're online, not just with crypto, you can get 50% off whatever plan you choose for life if you use that link in the description of this live stream. You don't have to use a VPN. Now, you will find free feed. Yes, I need another drink. Cheers. You will find free VPN options out there. Remember, you get what you pay for. A lot of those free VPNs leak your information. It's just leaked. People can still see what the hell you're doing. They can see your exact IP address. They can see the information you are transmitting online. For example, this particular VPN service, even if that's all you get, with the discount by using my link, $5 a month, you can basically cover all the devices in your house utilizing a VPN. And believe me, phone, yes, computers, yes, all the computers, all the phones, all the whatever, tablets, if you got tablets, whatever it is, on the same plan. And it's good. It's good. There is no breakdown in speed, uploads or downloads, just so you know. I love it. It's great. Enough of that. Anyway, how did I get off on that tangent? I don't even know. Yeah, I got off on it anyway. So there we go. That didn't sound good, did it? Anyway, let's go back to the markets right now and see what else we got going with the markets here. Litecoin, that's what we're talking about. I pay my VPN with Litecoin. All right, let's keep trickling down here. XLM down 4.5%, but still over 11 cents. You can't beat that if you are a Stellar fan. Injective, I was almost kind of hoping that Injective was going to be part of this particular DCA portfolio, and because I think Injective's got a lot of stuff going on in the gaming sector here, and I think it's going to be a huge player as we go into this next bull run. But it didn't make it. No problem. If you want to still hold some injective, you can do that. 35.95 down over 2% in the last 7 days. Monero, privacy coins. Again, I'm a fan of privacy coins. They are going to have a place, I think, as we continue to move forward, up 3.8%, so almost 4% at 157.44. Filecoin, another one of those D pins, I think is going to do really well. Great price, especially over the past several weeks with regard to Filecoin, down almost 9%, under $6, which is huge. $5.45. More beer. I'm going to have to sit here and go get me some more beer. Anyway, Immutable X, another one, down over 11% in the last 7 days. $1.93 for Immutable X. Another one that I was kind of thinking was going to actually make it to the last into this particular DCA portfolio, but it didn't make it. People did not vote that in. Hey, whatever, no problem. But if you're looking to hold on to it, I think Immutable X is going to be a player in this gaming space. So gaming and Web3 space, down 11.3%. I mean, under $2 right here for Immutable X. Oh, might be a buy. HBAR, that was in last year. So last quarter's 2023 crypto DCA portfolio, down 6% at 7.5 cents. HBAR, if you haven't already seen all my videos about how you can stake your HBAR in the Hashpack wallet, check that out on my YouTube channel. You really want to do that if you are investing in HBAR. HBAR has so many new things coming down the line right now. They're in Davos. Now, listen, you think, general speaking about Davos on this particular channel would be like, fuck Davos, right? But all things being equal, they're there because, again, at the end of the day, they can talk about the Great Reset and all these things going on, what they'd like to see go on, 2030, you'll own nothing and be happy. But it seems like there's globally a lot of pushback against that, and I am glad for that. So you've got places like Hedera and LCX, which was also one of our ones from last year, the exchange from Liechtenstein, that Philip put in that portfolio, and he did good. We've made some great returns with regard to the LCX token. Anyway, it is the idea. It's going to happen. Things are going to end up being on the blockchain. Things are going to end up needing to be what's the word I want? Yes, I probably shouldn't have already had this much alcohol. Anyway, the point is all that shit's coming on the blockchain. Security's coming on the blockchain. Everything's going to be coming onto this kind of tech. And platforms like HBAR are leading the way with their integrations and their partnerships to be able to move these big tech companies and governments and banks and so on into this blockchain space and do it with all the regulatory clarity necessary to meet the current level of legislative bullshit that's out there. So again, HBAR, to me, I get it, centralized, but you can still hedge on something that is leading the way to bring these businesses in. And it was last, I still love HBAR. Matter of fact, I got to get me some more at these prices. And then you can stake it and earn a little bit more HBAR. All right, let's keep going. Caspa. Got to stop here for Crypto Jar. Down below 11 cents. This is the first time I've seen Caspa below 11 cents in months. Down to 10.5 cents, basically. Down 8% over the last 7 days, even though it's up 2% in the last 24 hours. So, Caspa, I know, a lot of people, Caspa has a great community around it right now. Very positive look, the way they're thinking about a lot of what's coming in the future for that particular blockchain. And I know some of the people that are in this live stream right now are miners who are mining Caspa. Which is how we got turned on to it. Speaking, we got a lot of things to tell you tonight. That we talked about it on the Matrix Money podcast. If you're not signed up, I bring myself back up here. If you are not signed up and following the Matrix Money podcast YouTube channel, you need to do that. The link to do that is in the description of this live stream. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me grab it real quick, and I'm going to put it in the live chat. If you have not already gone there and subscribed and click that bell icon, go ahead and do that right now, because you need to be following us for a couple of reasons. And let's all right, there it is. It's in the live chat. And let me tell you what's going on. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's do this. Hold on 1 second. There we go. That's a little bit better. So go ahead and follow the Matrix Money podcast. Now, Jar and FF and I were talking today offline, and we were talking about, if you've been following the last couple of live streams, we were talking about giving away a Tangent wallet on the Matrix Money podcast on one of our live streams. Well, right now that is in play. He just got it in today. The Jar just got it in. And we are I'm looking up the date because I don't remember what it was. Yes, it looks like we're going to be doing the 20th of February as our giveaway day. Tentatively, that's the plan. February 20th on the Matrix Money podcast live stream, we're going to be giving away that Tangent hardware wallet. And I'll tell you what, yeah, exactly. Giveaways are a good thing. And listen, Tangent wallet, love Tangent wallet. If you're looking to buy Tangent, link in the description below. I appreciate you using it. It gives me a little bit of compensation to keep building on this channel. But even better, you get 10% off whatever you order. So link in the description of this live stream. But we're going to be giving one away on the 20th of February on the Matrix Money podcast. So watch for that. Also coming up as a giveaway on the Matrix Money podcast. For those who have not, matter of fact, I'm going to put that link in the description or in the live chat. Also, hopefully you guys watched my interview with Pastor Armstrong, who is the author of, hello. Sorry, I'm having lighting issues here at the moment, so I'm just trying to, there we go. The Bible and Bitcoin. And did a huge interview with him. Matter of fact, he's going to come back at some point here because I just couldn't literally get all the questions in. I had to get in there. And we're going to be giving away 2 of those on the Matrix Money podcast, 2 of his books. I probably right before we do I haven't got the dates yet for that. I still got to purchase the bulk quantity of his books, and then we're going to give those away on this channel and on the Matrix Money podcast. So watch for that. I need a hardware wallet. The exchange wallets on, yeah, exactly. Automatic Beats. I mean, you don't want to be leaving your shit on an exchange. You just don't. And again, hardware wallet. If you're looking to get Tangent, link in the description below, or you can try your luck when it comes to the giveaway on the 20th of February, if you can wait that long. Cheers, by the way. So yeah, that's a coming. Everybody should have a hardware wallet. If you're hodling, if you're actually doing dollar cost averaging and you're hodling long term, you need to use a hardware wallet. Oh, I don't know if I can be rigging the winning. I love it. Automatic Beats. I love it. Yeah. I mean, so again, make sure you know, because it's going to only be on the Matrix Money Podcast channel, everybody. So you got to make sure you're following myself, Jar, and FF on the Matrix Money Podcast. Again, link to that channel is in the comments and in the description of this live stream. You swear to God, I've had a shit ton to drink, and I really haven't. Believe it or not. I don't know what the problem is. You give me one BTC, I'll give you two. Oh, I needed that. That was good. That was good. I think I'm gonna pass. Just saying. Just saying. I love it, automatic beats. That's great. I love it. Hey, everybody, don't forget to vote. I know we've kind of got off on all kinds of different topics right now. And again, on Crypto on the Rocks, that's the thing. I would love for you guys to come join me. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me put that link in the live chat again. And if you're watching on Twitter, head over to my profile, and the link to join me is right there as well. You can come and join me live online right now. Let's talk crypto, bring a drink, whatever. What do we got going here? Tech Man scamming up in here. Yes. Automatic Beats is trying to be doing a little bit of scamming up in here. Appreciate you being here, Tech Man. Good to have you. Good to have you. Yeah. We are going to be doing that giveaway on the I'm pressing the wrong damn buttons here. On the Matrix Money Podcast channel, so make sure you're following us there. Again, also going to be giving away 2 of the Bible and Bitcoin books on the Matrix Money Podcast, and on 2 on this particular channel as well. So watch for that. We'll be raffling those off, and looking very much forward to getting those out to you. And I don't know. I think we might be done with. What do we got here? Yes, I get it, Automatic Beats. You are awesome. I mean, I love having you here. And he's just trying to help people out. You send him 1 Bitcoin, he'll send you 2. Yay! And if you fall for that, you don't belong on this live stream. Hey, TCB. Awesome. Thank you for being here. And your vote for ETH is recorded. Everybody, don't forget, you got to vote. The first week, the Sandbox was the winner. The second week, last week, was Ethereum. This week, and I can see another vote. Okay, Tech Man, listen. I see that you're putting in your vote under duress for ETH. Now, before I record that vote, I will tell you this. Let me get rid of this, and I'm going to bring it up. As I've been doing more and more research for another video that I'm planning, I've been looking into more gaming and Web3 type tech, and I came across Beam, and I'm thinking I will allow that to come into the portfolio. Let me just bring this. We got Brian joining. Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Hey.
Can you? Oh, there we are. There we go. How's it going, man?
Are we live?
You are. You're here.
Oh, hey, what's up? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Cheers.
Cheers.
See, I love it. Man out of my own heart right there. Man out my own heart.
Oh, boy.
But listen, I got your vote. I did record that. I don't know if you caught that while you were busy logging in here. But Tech Man is saying he's voting for ETH under duress. So I'm letting him know. Hold on one second. Let me bring this screen up here, if I can figure it the hell out. There we go. As I've been doing more research because I'm researching for another video and so on. I came across Beam, which is another gaming option that didn't end up on the list. If you remember, Brian, we were voting back. I had everybody voting back in like December, figuring out what would be in this year's or this first half portfolio, and that one didn't even make it. And the more I'm doing research on Beam, the more I'm thinking, damn, I should have made that an option. So I'm giving everybody the option to add Beam in, kind of like when you go to the polling place and you can write in your vote. You can write in your vote for Beam if that is if you are so inclined. So Tech Man, you don't have to be under duress if you want to vote for Beam. Wait, Tech Man, you just reminded me. I have a metric button ton of Beam from years ago, not financial advice. Is that I don't know. There are actually two Beams out there. Tech Man. This is hold on. Let me bring up the screen for the other one. I just had it up on CoinGecko real quick. But let me bring up the site for it right here. This particular Beam is the one that is regarding gaming and bringing, can you guys see that? Oh, yeah, there it goes. To the space. And that's what we're doing in this particular crypto portfolio cycle here. So I don't know if it's the same one you have. I don't think this was the original Beam. I think the other one was. So you may have a shit ton of the wrong one, but you can vote. You can vote for Beam if you want. Write and vote. What do we got here? Beam POW or Beam POS? Phenomenal question. Haven't gotten that far in my research, but it is. I'm trying to bring this stuff up. Sorry, I'm sitting here going through stuff here and not bringing it up properly.
Is it an incentive token, or is it like a redemption token where it can be used, like redeem with like for skins and that sort of thing?
Yes. Next generation game, and I'm trying to bring. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. There we go. So I'm not truly sure about the POS or POW because I would assume that there is one or the other idea. Play, collect with friends. Yeah, exactly. For gamers, by gamers. The bottom line is I think this has got a potential huge future with regard to the games that they're trying to bring into the blockchain. But let me do the research on that. Who was that? Automatic Beats, and I will let you know. I have POW1. It's odd. Okay. Hang on. Let me just do this. Get that out of there for now. And you could just see Brian and I. That's.
I'm looking. I'm thinking it might be proof of stake because they're talking about nodes, validators, delegation, and such.
Yes, I think you're correct. Yeah, see, that's a different Beam. Yeah, because there are two Beams, and one of them, and not this one, I think was the original one that came out with the ticker Beam. So Tech Man says he's gonna stick with the ETH. Okay, I get it, man. I understand. No worries. Again, I'm just thinking I was giving people a write-in option because the more I'm looking at this, I'm thinking I'm going to invest in Beam. But anyway, don't forget to vote either way. If there's anybody out there that's still we got quite a few people here. So, I mean, don't forget to vote. Appreciate that. If you're on Twitter, send me a direct message and I will count that in before I end the voting later on. Brian, talk to me. How's it going, man? I haven't talked to you really in a while here.
Oh yeah, no. It's one of those weeks where you just kind of have to grind through and hope everything you've done is enough and no one gets on your back about anything not done.
Yep, I get
Hence
it.
the beer.
I get it. I get it. Yeah. Well, look, I'm done.
Cheers.
I gotta go get more beer. Cheers. So yeah, you're gonna have to hold on the fort while I go get more beer.
Okay. Not a problem.
Yeah, we're gonna just toss it right on you. Have at it,
Ah,
bud. Well, I'm glad you made it. I know you've got such a busy schedule, and I always appreciate when you make it here to Crypto on the Rocks or any of the videos. And for those who haven't watched the video that Brian and I did with regard to our 2024 prediction kind of video, you know what? I'll try and go grab that link in a minute. First, I gotta go get a beer, and then and then I'll throw that link in the description of the live chat here. But Brian, I'll tell you what. You feel up to taking the reins here for a little bit while I go grab me a beer?
of course.
All right, I'm gonna bring you up full screen, and it's all you.
Here we go. All right. Hello, everyone. Good to see you here. I think there was talk about the ETF, and I know Keith was talking about I think it was mentioned GBTC. Does anyone out there, I can see the comments, is anyone out there, are they locked up in GBTC at all? I know, like, I had the unfortunate circumstance because I have an IRA with Vanguard, famous Vanguard, and they were doing they had that change where in 2020 and 2021 you could trade in and out of GBTC no problem, but as soon as the market tanked and went south, all of a sudden, no, you can't buy it anymore, which is weird. And I think it was just a risk vector and maybe liability issues. I don't know. And now I have the situation where now that GBTC has ridiculously high fees and you want to sell out. It's like, I don't know if I can take that, sell that out, and move just a partial chunk of the change to the IRA, to like a Fidelity IRA, which I happen to have, and can buy FBTC, their own ETF, or not. I don't know. Does anyone else have a situation where? Well, let me ask. Does anyone else buy any shares of the Bitcoin ETFs or GBTC? Curious if anyone has been there. They've got any horror stories. Nothing so far? Okay. So yeah, that's interesting, and it'll be interesting to see because I was just reading an article today. Apparently, with the ETFs, BlackRock's brought in $1 billion of assets under management. Fidelity's number two, and pretty much every single trading day, GBTC has been unwinding. And I saw a tweet earlier, maybe it was last week, and they were saying how GBTC is the last of the 2021, 22 bear market, I guess, like entities to unwind. People are saying Celsius, that had its unwind, FTX, that had its unwind, and then GBTC was the last thing that people from the bear market could exit from. I was just mentioning, Keith, about how I have an interesting situation where I've got a Vanguard IRA, which I bought into years ago because they had the low fees on different mutual funds, and there's a certain portfolio that I had,
Mm-hmm.
and in this, pardon me a moment.
So we got a couple of.
Sorry.
Okay. he put in the vote for the beer.
These are better. And so, pardon the interruption. So I had,
No.
and then in 2020, that's when I discovered this thing GBTC existed. So it's like, oh, okay, and you could trade in and out, no big deal. It was like any other thing. It was traded on the Nasdaq Pink Sheets, which for people not familiar with that, that's basically kind of like the less liquid and more of like your mom and pop type of stock issues.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I mean, even though it was having millions of shares of volume every day, whatever. And then once the bear market kicked in, then all of a sudden, yeah, no, you can't buy it anymore. And now I'm in a situation where now that it's switched over to an ETF, I want to move that to the Fidelity because I
Yep.
also have a Fidelity account, but it's like, I don't know. And I still got to explore if I can move just a partial amount from the Vanguard to Fidelity, or if it's got to be, the whole thing. And then is there going to
Yeah.
be a
All
tax
or nothing.
penalty for like doing, I guess might be considered a conversion over. And it's like, I don't want to pay a tax penalty. So I'm almost like, okay, what to do, what to do. Maybe I'll
I,
be stuck suffering, one of those people suffering through high fees until they
yep.
finally come around.
I will tell you, in the past, I've done like full conversions, not the partial conversions. And
Mhm.
full conversions, there's no tax, or I experienced no tax liabilities, because basically you're going from one qualified plan to another qualified plan. I don't know about partials though. I
Hmm.
never tried a partial thing. So if that helps at all, but I get it. You definitely got to do your research, because who knows these days? These
Yeah.
days it's like all bets are off.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you saw that Diego did respond to you about that, that because you asked about
Oh
having it in
yeah.
GBDC.
Anyone else has got any wonderful horror stories?
Yep.
Yeah.
And now you realize, right? I think I want to say you and I talked about this, but I could be wrong. Actually, I think I had only half the information when maybe you and I talked about this. The GBTC, and I was explaining this in the beginning of this again, and on Monday's live stream that I did. Basically, they can't take that Bitcoin from the GBTC and just put it in the ETF basket. They have to take it, sell it on the open market, rebuy it on the open market, and then put it in this basket.
Hmm.
Remember all those amendments that were taking place in all these applicants, uh ETF applications? Remember
Yeah.
they kept doing the cash, and that's what you and I talked about, the in cash.
In kind.
Yeah, or no, not in kind, the cash settlement.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And because in kind, it's no big deal. They could, if they left it just in kind, then Grayscale could go da da da, whoop, boom, there we go, we're done. But they changed the cash option, so now they got to sell what they had in GBT in their GBTC account. So that's why you see all these, and that's what I was saying in the beginning of this live stream. You got people like screaming, like, "Why are you sending all this BTC to Coinbase and this and that?" Like talking to
Oh, yeah,
Grayscale,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
and
that.
because they have to, they don't have a choice if they want to move it from. Well, I'm trying to keep to the same side here, so everything stays the same. So if you want to move it from the GBTC, you then got to take it to Coinbase, sell it, rebuy it, and then move it to this ETF or ETP technically. But yeah, so unfortunately, there we are. Oh, yes, and yes, Diego, that's yeah. Of course it is. You've been around long enough to know, Diego. Yeah. So I'm glad you touched on that, because again, as much as it's out there, people don't really know it. I mean, or if they know it, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's kind of going over their head. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers. What's on tap tonight?
Oh, we're keeping it very simple tonight. Can you see that?
Okay.
Keeping
Okay.
it very simple tonight.
Is Rolling Rock
Well, I started off tonight with my Knob Creek to get some bourbon on, but yeah, we're down to the beer now. So
is Rolling Rock a northeastern beer?
I know it's very much up in the northeastern part of the United States. I don't know about exactly where it's from, to be completely honest
I
with you, but I
thought it
kind of like
was.
it.
Okay.
Um, I was almost buying me Sam Adams.
Hmm.
Have you had Sam Adams? That's a Northeastern
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
That's out of
Oh yeah,
Boston.
Boston.
Yes,
Oh
that's out
yeah.
of Boston. Um, I was almost buying me that for tonight because it's that time of year where they're flipping over through their cold brew and their holiday editions and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what? No, we're gonna keep it simple. We're gonna go with this because honestly, I was truly planning on doing more of the bourbon. But then when I got here, I realized, oh shit, I got one thing of bourbon. I gotta go buy me some more.
Are Milwaukee beers popular or common at all in your neck of the woods, like PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Schlitz,
There's
Stroh's?
one I haven't heard. All of the ones the ones you just mentioned
Yeah.
back like talk 30 years ago, phew, huge here.
Mm,
Now PBR still pretty big if you're going out and about. That's probably your low end, like just give me a damn beer. You
mm.
know what I mean? I don't see Schlitz here anymore. Did they still? I didn't even know they still made that. To be honest, do they?
It's still made.
Wow,
Have you ever
wow.
had a Schlapst? It's
I've never even
half
heard of that.
it's half Schlitz and half PBR.
Oh no shit.
And surprisingly, it's got a strange sweetness to the flavor that actually makes it enjoyable.
I'm gonna try that out. Because why not? I gotta find me some Schlitz first, though. It's not hard, it's not easy to find here anymore. It used to be. You could find that like everywhere back in the day.
Huh.
These days, not so much. PBR everywhere. You can still find PBR everywhere.
Okay. Is Erie Brewing anywhere in your neck of the woods?
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, just curious because so where I used to work, apparently the owner of the company, little story, he would sell. So the company I worked for, they sold like big international company wire and cable and like stuff for like data centers and everything. So if you were like making a data center, you could buy the physical security locks, all of the security cameras, the cabling and whatnot. And they would sell cabinets where you house all the electronics and the fuses and everything switches in. And there was this one salesman who's like, the, we generated like $1 million in sales for cabinets. And so the guy also owned Erie Brewing. And so he would send, like, as a thank you, he would send a skid of beer,
I
just
love it.
all this stuff loaded up. And it
I
was Erie
love
Brewing Company. And so, I got to, and it's like, I think by distribution, it didn't make it past Ohio. So I
it.
had
Yep.
Ohio and Michigan. So I had to ask my cousin who was going to school in Michigan at the time, hey, can you pick up some of these? But it's like, those aren't too bad. They have one. It's oh gosh, I haven't had it in so long. It's called, so a lot of it's like things related to Erie, like railroad themes. And they had one, Drake's Crude, like Drake, the guy that discovered the oil in Pennsylvania, like 1879 or whatever it was.
Okay.
I forget his name. They had one, Drake's Crude, and it's a stout. I'm forgetting what kind of a stout it is. It's not bad. It's on the sweet side. Their beers are like eh, but I'm just curious if you may have seen those anywhere because it's like I don't.
I haven't seen those. No, not the ones you just mentioned.
Oh,
And honestly, I wouldn't be looking. I'm not a stout fan. Like,
mm,
I Guinness is one of those, for example, once a year, maybe kind of beers.
mm,
I'm saying, I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. It's not my thing. I love IPAs. I love Pilsners, even some of the more, hoppy stuff. Sure. No problem. But like, I don't know. That stout stuff. I don't know. It's too,
It's
I don't
very
know.
thick.
Too,
It's very
yeah,
heavy.
exactly. It's just too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Too much. That's like, all right, here we go. Let's start talking beer right now. Please tell me you're not into like these like chocolate beers and stuff like that, right?
Not real. I mean, for me, it's like here I'm drinking a Hoegaarden. It's a wheat beer.
Oh, see,
which
the wheat beers are not bad. They're a little bit of work. If now does that one have the actual like wheat in it where you got to roll it to
not as
mix the wheat?
it's like a white wheat beer. I mean, it's easy drinking. That's why I like him. I had a friend who introduced me to him on tap, and it was like, I'm a lightweight when it comes to alcohol and beers, where it's like, give
Sure.
me something that's, gentle on the palate. Because, like you said, going for like one of those heavy, like stouts or whatever is just too much. So, like this, maybe I never paid attention.
Okay. I'm just curious,
Oh,
like, because like Sam's puts out a wheat beer. They only do it certain times of the year, but it's one of those. It's so I don't know, thick is the wrong word, but I mean, I guess it's the only one that I can think of that applies at the moment.
mm,
You have to actually take the beer and roll it in order to actually mix the wheat into the beer
huh. Okay.
before you drink it. It's crazy. I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
Don't misunderstand me. It's good. Probably not good for you by any means, but it is so good. But yeah, it requires a little bit of work, and you kind of once you do that, you got to kind of drink it relatively quickly because at that point then it starts to settle
Yeah.
and then the taste isn't the same, you know what I'm saying?
Huh.
But yeah, that's why I asked that question about your
Ah.
particular beer.
No, you can just pretty much just pop it open and start drinking it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, I love. Hey, I am one. I don't know about you, but I am. See, we're talking about beers, and everybody, come on, chime in. If you drink beer, tell us what you're thinking about what we're talking about right here.
Yes. What do you
But
like?
like, I like seeking out a lot of the microbrews when I go like visiting different
Ah.
places. Like, I went to Maine has this entire microbrew trail that they give you a map with all the microbrewers listed, and you get a sign off on each of these microbrews when you go visit them, and then they send you a bunch of swag and all this other stuff. But it's great to go to these microbrews and be like seeing the actual brewing of it like locally, you know what I'm saying, and how
Yeah.
they come to their thought process with like this particular one at this particular time, and they're using local products for this and that, and I love that stuff. I love that stuff. That to me is like what it's all about. Every time I go to a different state, I try to seek out at least one microbrew and go check it
One thing you should check out if you
out.
haven't been to yet, every year. So there's a brewery in Indiana, in Munster, Indiana, near the border. Three Floyds.
Three
And
Floyds, you said?
Three Floyds.
Okay, I'm gonna write that
And
down so I can check it out.
okay. So as far as their beers, they have a very refined, clean beers. Like they're even if you don't care for the flavors, they're still good beers. Every year, and this goes back almost 10 years now, they have an event called Dark Lord Day, where they make a Russian
Okay,
imperial stout. And it's really good because they balance the bitterness with the sweetness. And it's like a 12 or 15 ABV.
wow,
And
nice.
um, so there's a whole thing. You can just go to the event or you can register and get the beers where they give you they used to do like a 4-pack of 20-ounce bottles and then a 750 of a variant. They've changed it up over the years, but the few years I was able to go when you're and they have like it's like an event where they've got bands, they've got food and all that stuff, and you can hang out for the day.
Sure.
People come from around the world and around the US, and they what happens is when you're waiting in line, people are like, "Oh yeah, I came from Oregon and I've got these beers." And it's like everyone's got their little cups so they can share and try stuff. So it's like if you really want
Those kind of events are awesome.
yes.
What time of the year do they do that? Do you know?
I want to say it takes place in May. Tickets go on sale in April. You want to start looking around March for when they start announcing dates, February or March. And when tickets go on sale, you want to have as many computers going from your home as possible, because that's what I did. I had like 3 computers, like a work computer and wife's computer, my computer going, so that when the tickets go on sale, you
Yep.
can get in there and then lock in something, and it's like, "Okay, I'll get, this date and this time."
Yep. Yep.
But it's like if you
Gotcha.
wanted to, when you're talking about, like, variety and trying different things, that's one of those events, and the beer itself, that's one of those special events, special moments type of beers, but oh my gosh,
I get
that
it. I completely get it, man.
I'll
You
say no
you
more.
you don't even got to say anymore. I completely understand. Hey, let me ask you this. How about wine? Are you one of those people that likes wine?
I'm one of the weird people that actually does not like wine.
That's okay. You don't have to like wine. That's another one that I go check out the locals.
Ah,
That's another one. I went by this little place one time and I'm like, really? This is a winery? And I just literally pulled in the guy's driveway because it was like he had this everything in his barn on the side of his house. And he had like a little like a store, I guess, whatever retail part on the backside of his house, on the backside of the barn. And I pulled in the driveway, and out comes this guy just looking like the average Joe. He had like no shoes on his feet. I mean, he just was like the local yokel. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen, I'm sorry to bother you, man, but I saw it said winery. He's like, yeah, come on, I'll show you everything. And he literally took me on this tour of his winery, which again wasn't huge. It's a local winery, right?
yeah.
But like, oh, he even showed me like this is how I mix it up. He showed me this huge vats of stuff, and I was just like, oh my god. By the time I left there, I probably shouldn't have drove anywhere because he took me backside. And yeah, it was like, holy crap, like taste this, taste this, taste this. And I was like, holy shit, I gotta drive yet. But yeah, I ended up spending so much money there. That's another one, much like the local microbrews
Yeah.
that I like doing is like a wine, local wineries and stuff like that. Because I do like wine. And I'm not prejudiced with the wine. It can be dark, it can be light, it can be Chardonnay, it can be whatever. I don't care. You know, but I'll tell you what, the locals, they've got it going on when you go and find them. I went to another one in Rhode Island when I was in Rhode Island at one point, and Newport Vineyards. I'm not sure if you're familiar with or you've heard of them. They actually are almost a macro, kind of like Sam Adams right now, where Sam
Okay.
Adams kind of branches outside of its Boston area.
Mhm.
And oh my god, like great taste, like tastings. Like if you go for their tastings and stuff like that,
Mhm.
holy shit,
What's it
holy
called?
shit. Newport Vineyards, and they're actually out of, I think it's Middletown, Rhode Island, not quite right next door to Newport, actually. And I mean, everybody kind of knows Newport, Rhode Island. If you know anything about sailing and all this other stuff, tall ships and all that kind of thing, that's all out of Newport, Rhode Island. But this one's it's like the town right next door to that,
Hmm.
and they do. I mean, if you're ever in the New England area, you should, and that's your thing. Again, you got to like wine because it's like all wine. I mean, they give you the cheese and all this other stuff that
Yeah.
goes with the wine and all that kind of thing. But what an experience! What an experience! I
Wow.
love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. So, and all right, here we go. And I keep going, and just keep rambling on. And that's why I like this show. This of all my live streams, this is my favorite because, and especially when there's somebody here, because then it's like it's this,
Yeah.
you're just talking back and forth. It's not just me going. Anyway, I'm looking to try and go to the Bitcoin conference in Tennessee in
Mm.
July.
The
So
2024?
uh, yes, this year. So I'll throw that in the back of your head. Maybe, I don't know if you can do that, but I'll throw that in. It's like the 20, hold on, I will tell you exactly when it is because I sent it to myself so I wouldn't forget it. Like put a note in my calendar right here, 25th through the 27th of July. Yep. And I'm looking and hoping to kind of go there. That's my plan. We'll see how that goes, money allotting here. But believe me, that is on my agenda to go do some of those things while I'm there. I mean, I know I'm going there for Bitcoin. I know I'm going there for cryptocurrency. I know why I'm going there, but I mean, come on now, you gotta have a little bit of fun there. So I'm starting to do that research now, just in case I'm ready to go.
Probably get some really good barbecue too.
I didn't even think about that. Yes, you are correct.
Shame on you.
I know, right? Exactly. Shame on me. Seriously, shame on me, right? I got a couple of friends from past lives down in Tennessee. You know what? I'm gonna reach out to them. Maybe they can kind of hook me up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Let me know if you think you might be going there. Well, I actually mentioned it to FF and to Jar. Now I get it. Jar's in a completely different country, so it makes sense why he might not be able to make it there. But FF, I don't think is far. Yeah, using
from
my air quotes here. Yeah, you know what I mean. From there, so I'm trying to kind of twist his arm, but things going on with Jar. I don't know if you caught our last MMP.
Matrix?
Yeah. He because of all these ETFs getting the approval, his bank basically closed down his section of where he was working, which was their crypto section, because they I mean, why do they need to do a lot or have a lot with crypto compliance when at best they're going to end up doing some kind of custody solution at best? But more than likely, what are they going to do? They're going to toss these clients over to where? These ETFs. So they downsized, like as soon as those got approved, they downsized like that. And he was one of the ones that got downsized, unfortunately.
Ugh. He's got like a programming computer background.
Yeah, cybersecurity kind of thing. He now, I mean, I don't have 1,000% details on what he's got going on, and FF, if you're like in here, because I sent him a link too. I'm like, you're kicking around, just kind of listening, jump on in by all means. But I know he's starting a new YouTube channel that's going to be all about mining, showing people how to do mining and that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Hey, why not? Right? Take advantage of it. You're coming out the legacy. Okay.
Legacy. Cheers.
You're coming out of the legacy system. Why not show them the next system that's coming with DeFi and that kind of thing? So so I don't know if he'll be able to do that. Obviously, he's got gears changing and shit changing around right now. But I'm hoping that out of all the peeps that I got going around and contacts in the crypto space, that somebody will be big giveaway tonight. What's the big giveaway tonight? You giving something away, Tech Man? I don't know. What do we got? Not trying to stream snipe you, just giving you a heads up about the Terra hosting. I appreciate that. I had no idea. By all means, throw all the information you want in here. I don't care. I'm going to keep sitting here shooting the shit regardless until it's all about, but I know nothing about it.
What is Terra hosting?
I have no idea. All right. He's given a link for those who want to go and watch the live stream, this Terra hosting thing. All I ask is, listen, if you're going to leave, make sure you vote before you leave. Appreciate you doing that. Let's just throw this on here so everybody has it. Again, $25 a week to show you how to DCA. 15 of that going into Bitcoin every week. Your vote, $10, goes into either Ethereum, Sandbox, Mana or Decentraland, Gala, or Axie Infinity. And again, you can write in this week Beam if that's of interest to you. So before you head over to this link that Tech Man just shared, by all means, make sure that you vote for me. Vote for one of these. I appreciate that very much. And if you want to head over there, no love lost. I understand. You got to do what you got to do. You gotta do you. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about.
It is mining hosting.
Yes, I see that. And Terra can provide that.
Terrahashes.com. Hawk Crypto Mining.
Yes, I already got your vote there, Tech Man. Thank you very much. Under duress, I understand. I understand. All right. So that link that Tech Man put in the live chat, that's for miners that need hosting. So if you're interested in that, if you are a miner, you're looking for some hosting, by all means, here's the link. I'll put it up on the screen again. Go ahead, check that out. You are definitely going to get more information there than you are from me. Now, if FF were here or Jar, then maybe I'd say, you don't want to go there yet. But I mean, Brian, unless you're going to be talking about that, you know more about that than I do. That is not my wheelhouse.
One of the things I had looked at, because I was looking at from an economic standpoint, because I had saved up some money, the possibility of like mining operation, Bitcoin mining, because basically like buying in the bear market when the prices of miners were, you could get, oh God, I'm forgetting my models, an S19J you get for like $2,500. And I had looked at hosting options, and there was actually a couple of, I don't know if they were friends or brothers out in Iowa, which I'm in right outside Chicago. So for my neck of the woods, that's, a few hour drive away. But
Yep.
they had, I guess they had I'm guessing they had a facility. I never went forward to like calling them and just asking them a whole bunch of questions to get a better idea of their scope of operations. But the way they worked it was they charged for the electricity use. Like they had something, I'm guessing they had something worked out with the utility company at a set rate for a certain amount of usage. And then they added a little bit of slice on top of that. They charge you, I think it was like at the time, 7 cents per kilowatt hour, which is fantastic for the United States. Like my
Yeah,
residential.
for the US.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. My residential, I think, comes out, it's ComEd, comes out to like 15 cents when you throw in electricity generation and distribution. And we have nuclear generated energy in our neck of the woods. So,
Oh, no kidding.
yeah. Actually, Illinois has, of, I don't know if it's the US or Midwestern states, has the most, like as a percentage of their makeup, the most nuclear, most electricity generated by nuclear energy. And they're actually like, one of the things they try and do is promote data center creation because it's actually a point where they can export energy to surrounding states, which, one of the few pluses that Illinois actually has on its side right now. But even, yeah, even with that, it's still 15 cents an hour. So 7 cents, it's like, it's a fantastic price point. Uh, but it was like, when I looked at the economics of it, it's like, you know what, I'll just take the money I've got, buy a chunk of BTC at the price level it was, which I think was like under 20,000, and just run with that. It was like,
Yeah. Hold that. Yeah, sure.
yeah. So, but yeah, as far as hosting, it's like, you've got the third party risks of, could someone put the squeeze on them? How stable are their contracts? Could a local municipality decide, yeah, excuse me, we're changing our mind about this, mining operations, we're going to be hostile towards them as far as like taxes or regulations, or just outright banning it, as some places have done.
Yes.
And also too, there's, you're dealing with a third party, other human beings. It's like, how much can you trust them to host your equipment? How do you know that, you can monitor it and say, okay, it's online this time, but you have also the agreements of like, if it needs repair, is that going to cost extra? Does that fall on you to bring someone out there to get the machine or equipment repaired? Um, Plus, if for some reason you need to physically get the machines, are they going to ship them to you? Do you have to go and physically pick them up yourself? So, I mean, there's numerous factors where you have to do your DIY if you're going to have someone host mining for you to find out, uh, what's involved. Obviously, because they're working at scale, you can
Right.
get you've got the benefits of they can work out a cheaper rate than what you're getting coming to your home, the residential rate. But it's that trade-off too of how do you know that they're not going to say, well, and it may not be a risk necessarily if it's like, well, we can't get enough, we can't scale up, or our finances are screwed, or we got to shut down because my partner lost his job and he's got to cash out, and I won't be able to keep it open, so they shut down. And it's like, okay, you have to find a new host. Is there going to be an issue getting your machine or machines back? So, there's trade-offs.
Yep. No, I agree. I mean, if you're going to do the mining, you need to, well, in my opinion, you need to be able to do it yourself, which is why I love like when Jar puts out shit like that, because it's all about doing it yourself, hosting it yourself, having it like he has it in his garage or whatever. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And it's on you to maintain it. It's on you to make sure that it's running well. And yeah, okay, maybe you don't get the kind of ROI you might get in that other situation. Maybe. But I got to believe that if, you know what, if not, how do I put this? If not getting the ROI immediately is the thing for you, like you can like just let it go, let it
Yeah.
run, let it do its thing. That's got to be the better scenario. Or at least, again, that's my opinion. Maybe I'm just too drunk to figure out otherwise. I don't know. But like to me, it makes sense that you need to be in control of that stuff, which is kind of like why personally, I know people piss on it all the time, especially on Twitter. Staking. I'm okay with staking because I control that.
Yeah.
I control where it goes, whether or not it's DPoS or regular straight POS, whatever. I control that. I'm in control of where that money is and how much it makes and what pool I put it in or whatever. And I can immediately, at the click of a mouse, basically get in and move it, sell it, whatever it is I need to do. And, maybe I don't quite make what a miner makes, maybe, but I would argue that I probably do, given I'm not eating all of this cost like you just mentioned. The
Mm,
electricity costs, the repair costs, the whatever, you know what I mean? Those are unexpected. I mean, yeah, I guess you should plan them in, but like, you know what I'm saying?
at a cost.
Unexpected costs
Yeah.
that just come
Yeah.
up as part of doing business.
Yeah. When you mention like with mining, three things popped in my head. One of the benefits of like if like I'm thinking specifically Bitcoin mining. If you're able to mine and do it yourself, you've got the benefit of being able
Yep.
to do KYC free, like going with one of the mining pools that's KYC free, where all you got to do is add an address for where payments go to, maybe an email
Yes.
in case you need to do, like password or whatnot, and then
Yep.
you're good to go.
Yep.
When there's two approaches for mining. One is like monetizing what's mined as a business, so it becomes cash flow, in which case that price point of where crypto is and having to do more of the timing and like, do I hold the stack? Do I sell it off? What do I need to do with the planning? That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it too is if I'm stacking, like if I'm looking at this 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and how much I think, say, Bitcoin's going to be worth in a long term, it doesn't matter. It's
Right.
just And the nice thing is if once you have your equipment, and if you know what your like the cost of electricity and any which is the biggest part of the cost is going to be, that's your floor. And basically, I mean, where we're at now, you are going to be buying Bitcoin or accumulating Bitcoin at a discount, where you could be
Yes.
paying a crap ton, like $50 a week in electricity for, a modern day miner it's got, that runs on a 220 circuit, but it's going to be at a fixed cost. And depending on where the price is, that's going to determine what your discount is. And the more it goes up, you're still locked in. And then long term, and then two, you can also sell that equipment when it's,
When the time comes, yes.
right. You can either sell it in a bear if you're done with it, or the next bull cycles. Even the S9s, the old
Yeah.
S9s.
Yeah.
I grabbed one just to experiment around with, and paid like 115 bucks for. I wouldn't be surprised if, on the high index bear, it goes for double that. And I can just be like, oh, cool. Okay. I'll get my money back and then some.
Well, thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the when I, I don't think I actually see before I was smart enough to actually record shit I was doing. You, you know, uh, my partners and I back in the day, they're no longer with me. They're off doing other ventures at this point. We put together our own mining rig. We got our 1050s, 1060s, 1070, whatever, and put it all together, and we're just mining Bitcoin. That was our thing at that point. And they got to the point where they were like, this is killing me in electricity, and I get it, but I'm like, but guess what? At that time, I think Bitcoin was still in that like 10, 15K range. So I'm thinking to myself, I know this is going much higher eventually, so any of that money I'm eating
Yeah.
on electricity now, I'm getting it back tenfold later. And so like I took all the rigs, I ate it, and believe me, I ate the electricity costs. You know what I'm saying? And oh, my wife was pissed. My wife was pissed. Anyway, we're not gonna go right by that. Anyway, but you want to know what? That was Bitcoin I ended up mining at the time, because what happened to Bitcoin at that point? So I was mining Bitcoin at like, 5, 7K Bitcoin. Guess, I mean, we just looked at the market. Where is it today? 40, 41. So that nice cold storage Bitcoin, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You've got it. It's there.
Exactly. It's a way nobody, honestly, literally, like nobody. I got to teach somebody, so in case I get hit by a bus tomorrow. But like, but like, then this past, because you talked about, then eventually you could sell the equipment.
Yeah.
Well, it was this past March, April, I ended up literally just selling all that equipment. Because at that point I was like, okay, with that amount of hashing power, I'm probably, it's really not going to be worth it to me. So like I sold it all like that. I put it out on what did I put it? I think Craigslist or something stupid like that, or Facebook, whatever the hell it was. And I got a couple of inquiries, and people who were kind of Bitcoin curious kind of thing. And boom, like it was out of my house in like days. Because and whatever. I mean, did I sell it at what I bought it at? Fuck no. But like I got years of use out of that.
Yeah. Like how much crypto did that mine? And when you look at it from like what you paid for the equipment and the electricity from an acquisition standpoint compared to what it's going to be worth 10 years from now, you're going to look back and you'll be telling stories and laughing.
Exactly. Thank you. I figure, you know what, right now, maybe I still, my wife's still pissed, whatever. But you know what? So what? Later on, you'll be like, oh, that was very smart of you.
Remember,
Yes.
hey honey,
Yes.
remember that money we spent? Yeah, you know how
Yeah.
much that's worth? You're welcome.
Now. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. We got a few comments here. Let's throw noxious fans on your S9, run one hash board, 200 megahertz. Water machine. Okay, I'll take your word on that because I got nothing with regard to, again, for those who know my story, I was not the tech guy with putting these freaking boards and mining rigs together. I was just the guy who was figuring out how to make it, put it aside, and do that kind of thing. And when the time was right to do the mining, I had a partner who was very much the tech guy, with regard, as you are here, tech man, the tech guy, with regard to putting that stuff together. Yes, so sorry, I can't even speak intelligently to that. Alexander, welcome. Appreciate you being here. I've been listening the whole time. Good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. And then what do we got here? Beam. All right, we got to vote for the Beam. Write-in vote. All right, let me record that.
So was mine. That was
yes.
I changed my vote.
Guess what?
You made
Beam is in the lead. So listen, I normally I'd wrap up the voting by now, but Brian and I are just sitting here shooting the shit. So who gives a shit? So and we're talking about beer of all things most of the time. So beer and mining, quite the combination. But so listen, for those who are left here and still need to vote, let me bring this up. Again, the idea, and I do want to go through this again, and I'm going to put the link to the video in the live stream. On this particular live stream, I talk about dollar cost averaging because I think you need to have your money and your mindset in place prior to when you need to have it in place. And that's why I've been talking about, since I've started Crypto on the Rocks, having you guys vote for what we will dollar cost average into, because I believe that dollar cost averaging gives you the best entry price, and you can do it because again, most of us and I have to believe that most of the people watching this live stream are not like sitting on, tens of thousands of dollars, and they're going to be able to just, drop that into a cryptocurrency and sit on it and write it up and take the profits. So in order to get the best entry price, you need to be thinking, what can I do on a consistent basis? And in this case, we're talking a weekly basis. I'm taking $25 a week, 25, 15 of which is going into Bitcoin regardless. Okay, so Bitcoin is going to be, I was going to change that in this particular first half of 2024, but I've decided, no, we're going to stick with that. We're going to show consistency so you guys can see what all the portfolios look like over time. So of that $25, 15 of it goes into Bitcoin. The other $10 you vote for. So make sure you're voting. And here's your options to vote. We're looking this particular first 6 months of 2024 into Web3, gaming, P2E, that whole scenario. Okay. Because I believe that there's a huge inlet for bringing people into the cryptocurrency space in that particular sector of the blockchain. Okay. So options for voting are Ethereum, the Sandbox, Decentraland, Gala, Axie Infinity. And today we talked about bringing in a write-in candidate because as I've been doing more research for other stuff, coming across Beam. And I'm bringing it up on the screen just so everybody can see it real quick. And again, This is a gaming scenario. The more I've looked into Beam is currently on Polygon, but they're bridging. I think I want to say to Immutable X, but don't hold me to that. It'll show up here on the screen. Yep, right here, Immutable X. There we go. Thank you, boy. Almost on demand. There it is. So they're bridging that gap with regard to gaming. It wasn't even one of the ones you guys could have had an option to make sure was in this portfolio. So I'm allowing you this write-in. And right now, this particular write-in option is winning this week. So make sure that you vote for one of those, whether it's well, let me bring that back up on the stage. Beam, if you're going to write that in, Ethereum, the Sandbox, Mana, or Decentraland, Gala, or Axie Infinity. So make sure you vote right now. Beam is winning. And I haven't checked Twitter yet because you know what? Frankly, I'm sitting here talking with Brian about beer and mining. And I'll go there later. So I appreciate having you here, Brian. You know I do. I always do.
It's nice when I can jump on and just chew the rag for a while.
And I know you can't do it often, and that's why I'm all about let's just sit here and shoot the shit at this point because we don't get the chance to do it often. So,
all right,
by all means. Hey, is there anything you want to like toss out there, go over, or talk about? I mean, we touched on a lot of shit, but
so I'm half debating if I'm going to bother doing a Friday video this week just because it's been that kind of a week. Couple of the things I might just put up a screenshot and steer people here and go check out the Crypto on the Rocks to hear what was going on. In the news this week, two things with stablecoins. One, with Circle, I saw the headline that they're going to be, it's their intent, and I forget the name of the people who like the heads of that company, looking to file for initial public offering, basically issuing stock a la Coinbase. And
for
Circle,
I
which
didn't see that. I'm gonna look it up while you're talking.
It might be like Tuesday, Wednesday. And I know that Circle over the last year and a half has been making headlines, how they've been openly saying they want to we are the most regulatory compliant stablecoin company, and they've been making moves that hint in the direction of they want to they basically want to be the Coinbase of stablecoins, where I think if the direction of using a stablecoin for TradFi, for the federal government, for taxes, whatever it's going to be, Circle will be the company right in the middle of that. Like they want to embed themselves right in the middle of the whole banking financial system. They want to be that entity because also too, they're probably looking at, how can we monetize this? It's just another means of cash flow, just like traditional banks with an ETF or CBDC or whatever it be, for them, it's just another cash flow mechanism. So
it's funny you're talking about CBDC. Alexander right here. Circle will be the top competitor in CBDCs, looking up partnerships that they are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's interesting talking about CBDCs. I did a short over the summer, but there's a channel I follow. I don't know if it's the Blockchain Association or no. It's like the Payments Association. And I watched a video where they talked about CBDCs.
Yep.
And it was a completely dry, neutral, well, how does this platform work? And how it was like a totally technical thing. There was absolutely zero discussion about how this could be used for social control, manipulation, making us look like China with the social credit scores, how it can be influenced and whatnot to them, which I think a lot of people, including the banks, look at it as they don't care about how it's used for societal capture. For them, it's just another cash flow thing. It's just
it's another tool.
Yeah. They just look at it from that angle. And Circle, it's like all about a business thing for Circle of just trying to get themselves to be front and center when all this stuff, if it ever goes live or whatever goes live, they're the ones there. So there was pointing out that. And the second one was, which also has a little bit of a side point, Tether. They've had all their talk like, we've got the US, whatever it is, whatever US federal agencies they're onboarded, where there was, and I didn't really dig into the guy to get his background, but it was like it sounded like one of these TradFi people who's like new to crypto, and just listening to him is, for someone in the space, it just makes you like really cringe because it's like,
Yes.
oh my God, I can't believe I'm listening to this guy say this. Like, you're such a noob, but you're talking with such excitement and enthusiasm, like, oh my God, this amazing thing. And he was talking about Tether in this very positive way, like Tether is awesome. They've got $96 billion in assets, and it was between Circle and Tether and all the headlines they make and all the things that they've been saying about like how they've been complying and they've been onboarding these US federal agencies. It makes me just kind of like, okay, this is one of those things to have on the radar and kind of see what kind of headlines are coming out for what they're doing to see, and then tie it in with anything else in the news to go, oh yep, you know what, they're working on this, they're working on that. Or it's just one of those things where if I were going to be using a stable coin, uh, I would exercise caution with Circle and Tether, because you never know what kind of data collection there's going to be, especially if they get more embedded with governments for CBDCs.
Yep.
And uh, also, too, I mean, like if it's something on an exchange, I think with the exchange, it's just sort of like, it's the exchange's books you need to worry about. It's not like you're actually, until you were to redeem that tether, like say, you like say Binance. Okay, you move some money from your bank to Binance account and then you put it into Tether so you can take advantage of that trading pair of like Tether to Bitcoin or Tether to ETH or whatever it is.
Yep.
You don't technically own that Tether until you say, I'm going to redeem the Tether that's credited to my account, and then once that on-chain transaction happens, then you are tied to it. But until then, as far as trading pairs, you're fine. But it's just good to be aware of anything you do, like say DeFi trades or something like that. You need to be mindful of, am I doing anything that's touching the on-chain transactions for Tether or Circle? And, if there's other options out there that you can explore that may not have as much surveillance today anyway, it's worth exploring. Plus, there's also, how many addresses for Tether have been blocked because of, government sanctions. So it's not open and free. It comes
And
with risk.
to the comment that currently is on the screen, just what you just said. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And USDC is not decentralized. Don't think for 1 second. I mean, how many times have they frozen addresses and accounts? I mean, the litany of times is out there. Now, you didn't have that originally with USDT, but like I think you and I talked about in our video talking about 2024, USDT is basically bent the knee at this point.
Yeah.
To US regulators.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's like, I mean, I get it. These things are necessary evils. We kind of need them to some degree to do trading pairs even in DeFi, not for nothing. You know what I mean? I get it. And so Alexander's message up here, they're all KYC. Yes, you're correct. For the most part, they are all KYC. And again, which is why I don't know, you use them. Okay.
I heard of a great
Yes.
KYC free stablecoin. It's called Terra Luna.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's
Oh,
algorithmically maintains its value.
yes. And now we're laughing, but like, I mean, don't get me
Oh
wrong.
God,
I would love to see an algorithmic
algorithmic.
stable coin. But comma, the point is that look, I look at stable coins like I look at okay, I'm trying to get this out here. I know I've had a little too many. Centralized cryptocurrency exchanges.
Mm.
You go in, you do what you got to do with it, and you get the fuck out. And you take your shit with you when you leave. That's what you do. So you need to use a stable coin. You use it for whatever trade, whatever it is you need to do. You do it and get the hell out of there. That's it. You use it for what you need to use it for. If you don't need to use it, you don't fucking use it. I mean, it's like, use your Bitcoin, use your Litecoin, use your whatever, your whatever privacy coin it is that you're looking to use. And do whatever trade it is you need to use. And again, watch for the videos that are coming here. In the interview I did with Joel Valenzuela, link is already in the live chat for that video. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go watch it. We touched briefly on Thorchain. Thorchain, you can do so many swaps. Like I'm talking in-kind swaps. You don't need a fucking stable coin. You don't need BTC as your base trading asset. I mean, you can use BTC as your base trading asset, but you don't need BTC as your base trading asset. And you can go in there and you can trade whatever it is. There are still limitations, but for all intents and purposes, what it is you need to trade and trade it and be like, you don't need no KYC, you don't need no stable coin, you don't need none of that crap to be able to get what it is that you're looking to get. And again, for those that are considering like using cryptocurrency for what it was meant to be used for, you hear me talk about that all the time, Litecoin, and utilizing it to buy my pay for my VPN, so they don't need to know who I am. Same here. Okay. Now, in that interview, he talks about say this 5 times fast. He talks about utilizing Dash. And I'm okay. Again, watch for the videos. They're gonna come. I'm gonna try it because why the hell not? But the point is, all of what we talk about, or okay, all of what I talk about, and again, this is wait, let me put this up here. And even though Brian is here, and I love Brian, and he's very much, I think, like-minded to me. I'm not trying to put words in his mouth here, but cryptocurrency and the ability to have cryptocurrency, whether it's just Bitcoin if you're a maxi, or if whatever Dash, whatever it is meant to be able to get you outside of the system that currently exists and be able to help you to function outside of that system, which is why every week here I talk about dollar cost averaging. But since my interview with Joel, and again, link in the description or in the live chat and in the description of this video, go watch that. It makes sense to me where he was saying, okay, great, but like, what good is it if you don't know how to use it when the shit hits the fan? And he's not wrong. What good is it if you've dollar cost averaged? I mean, yeah, okay, that is good. Don't misunderstand. But like, you need to know how to be able to move whatever it is that you've dollar cost averaged into to be able to function in the real world. And in order to be able to function in the real world, most places aren't taking crypto. So other options you need to consider, you need to know how to be able to make your dollar cost averaging move from your wallet to pay your electric bill, if you need to do that. Just throwing it out there. And again, Brian, not trying to throw words in your mouth. I don't even know if you watched that interview.
I
But like,
just
you
started.
know, okay. It literally changed my perspective on, yeah, I always felt like dollar cost averaging was the thing you should do, but like it makes sense. Like you need to know how to be able to function if the crap hits the fan. I mean, that was the problem to me with regard to like the Canadian trucker strike. They got set Bitcoin, but then wallets got frozen or addresses got frozen because you can't accept Bitcoin from these, because they were trying to take that immediately into what? Into their bank accounts, into whatever. There's ways around that are legit. But if you don't know how to do that, what's the point?
I was going to jump in on that
I'm
point.
off my soapbox. Feel free.
Oh no, okay. So, one of the apps that I got, Peter Maller's app, Strike,
Yes.
and it's one where, for people not familiar, it's a payment app where they utilize the bridge between the sender and the recipient's bank accounts is the Lightning Network. And so they're able to do instantaneous transactions as a bridge instead of using the Swift network of clearances. So basically, it's kind of like when you initiate a transaction, your account will do all the back end stuff with your bank account. It uses the Lightning network, and then that money goes into to the account of the recipient, and
Yeah.
then the back end
XYZ.
stuff. Right. So you can make instantaneous transactions around the world at basically zero cost. And on there, which I added in the last 6 months, you can you can also do like DCA with Bitcoin, whether it's hourly, daily, weekly, monthly. And they've also got an option for bit refill where you can
Yes.
use your Bitcoin to buy um, like a MasterCard or Visa card. You can, buy like gift cards directly from vendors like Home Depot, Amazon, Apple, DoorDash, or you can buy a Visa or MasterCard directly and kind of like have it almost like a debit card essentially.
Yes.
And right there, because I know it was a week or so ago, Jack, announced that made its little splash that he's totally on Bitcoin. Doesn't Nothing is dollars anymore. And I imagine it's because he's using Bit Refill for all of the things that require, still things like credit cards and whatnot, dollar payments. He can just convert it through that tool to be able to do that.
Yes. And that's one of the options we actually discuss in that interview, like toward the end,
Ah,
utilizing Dash to access Bit Refill. And again, I haven't done it. He says it's very seamless. And Bit Refill, like you just said, whether it's Amazon or whatever it is that you're looking to get a gift card for, and then boom, you can pay whatever it is you need to pay. He also talks about, and I had put it aside for this in case we got to it at some point, utilizing I gotta go look now because my brain is like Spritz Finance, which is more in line to pay like electric bills, gas bills, that kind of thing. Now, I want to bring up a couple of the comments here because Alexander actually brings up a good point. And it's just kind of where we are at this point. Yes, stable coins, or at least the ones that we're talking about right now, are pegged to the US dollar. And okay, a lot of things here. Whether or not you're aware of it, stable coins are already able, or okay, stable coin nodes, USDT, USDC, what is it? TUSD, I think it is the other
True
one.
USD?
Yeah, T, which is like
Yeah.
TUSD. Yes, yeah. Are already those nodes are already able to be run by every bank in the United States. That order came out from the OCC back in like 2021, if memory serves. If you go to cryptocoinmindset.com, look that up. I did an entire article about that. But I believe that's accurate. So, to that end, what Alexander's talking about here is yes, this is all pegged. Again, we're talking primarily, and I know sometimes I get people from the UK, so I apologize that we're talking US centric here. But like, yes, to the US dollar in this case. And, whether or not that becomes part of the next CBD or the CBDC that is inevitably probably coming. And Brian has talked about this many times, and I'll let him jump in at some point with regard to CBDC in a second. Or not, is immaterial. The fact of the matter is, and they've literally already looked at USDC as a potential CBDC. Because why? It's centralized, it's controlled, they can manipulate it the way they want, which is why, for example, when PayPal came out with their US dollar equivalent, what happened? The point was they could control the entire thing. I did an entire live stream about why stay the fuck away from that, because like you're basically asking for a CBDC from PayPal is basically what that is. And then he's asking for, okay, I'm giving you my thoughts right now, Alexander. Okay. Sorry. But and then Alexander points out here that the Lightning Network is pretty much KYC. I'd push back on that just a little bit. But here's the thing. And I know I'm going to piss some people off right now. I don't think that the Lightning Network is the best, or at least in its current form, is the best scaling option for Bitcoin. I don't think it is. It's too fucking confusing to use. You have to have too much freaking money tied up, too much BTC tied up in this channel or in your node that you're utilizing. You only can utilize certain channels. It is not user friendly. It just isn't. You can't spin up a Lightning fucking node on your own without considerable cost to you. End of story. I don't, whoever I pissed off, I don't care. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. And if you can't resign yourself to those facts, get the fuck off this live stream. Okay? Facts right there. Let's just hit these, and then I'm going to let Brian jump in about some of this. Yeah, FedNow went live in July. Okay. Wow. Alexander, you're really pushing all my buttons tonight. I love you, brother. I love you. Keep them coming. But listen, I agree that FedNow is the precursor to a CBDC. I do believe that. And right now, though, as it currently exists, FedNow is meant for bank to bank or money transmitter to money transmitter kind of remittance, instant settlement scenario. Not what you and I would see as what would be considered a retail CBDC. Okay, because again, there are different types of CBDCs. Remember that. Wholesale, retail CBDCs. What we're seeing with FedNow, damn, you're making me think while I'm drunk right now. With FedNow is more of a wholesale CBDC versus a retail CBDC that you and I would be functioning in. And to your last comment here, Alexander, yes, I do believe that governments are going to move in this direction. But on that note, I am going to turn it over to Brian because I know Brian has some feelings about this and I want to hear his input with regard to that. And yes, see, Diego agrees. So, Brian, give us your thoughts about CBDCs and where we're moving in that regard, because I know you got some thoughts about that.
Okay. Yes, I can throw in some comments and then I'll have to wrap up. A family things will be calling. So, as far as Lightning goes, I know with Bit Refill, I did some poking and they're saying like non-registered users have limits up to $200 per card. I guess is like for some of the cards. Um, so if you want to go higher than that, it's kind of like I think with Lightning, some of it would be like the on ramps and off ramps, where depending on the service, like Strike in itself, because you're tying in a bank account, they're subject to
The KYC regulations. Yeah.
KYC yeah. So it's like I'm aware that every time I do a DCA with that, it's like this is going to go into its own wallet because I don't know what's going to happen to the regulatory thing. As far as Lightning goes, I remember in its early days, I tried opening up a node, and yes, um, when I think of the function and utility of the Lightning Network, it's like Andreas Antonopoulos when he talks about email and how, in its early days in the early 90s, in order to send an email, first you had to queue it up in this particular software, then you had to send it to this software, and then from there it gets sent over to the recipient. And 20 years later, my mother swipes her finger and it's sent. And
Yes.
I think Lightning, like one of the things with pretty much a lot of crypto applications, is the sophistication of the interface and ease of use. And we're still, in the phases where all the back end stuff is getting worked out and figured out, and how is this going to be used and utilized. And so, over time, the interfaces will eventually become a lot more simplified and it'll be a lot easier to use where you don't have to set up a node and send this address. It'll be a matter of, you have your, like with Lightning, you've got a wallet, you've got your on-chain addresses, and it's like connect to this node and you push a button or you swipe a finger and that does all the stuff in the back end. And then when you want to move funds, it's all simplified
Right.
interfaces. But for today, yeah, no, it's very technical and it's
And that was my
intimidating.
point. My
Yeah.
point was in its current form.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
In its current form. Now, maybe Lightning, like you said, becomes that point, click, clack, boom, swipe, done.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Well, it's like
But
Strike.
right now, no.
Yeah, it's like with Strike. You're using the Lightning Network for this interface, and all you're just swiping and pushing buttons pretty much, and it happens without you even knowing it. So yeah, it's all going to evolve in that. As far as CBDCs, I didn't have that much really to add. I mean, as far as inevitability, it's a question. In my mind, it's a question of how much surveillance and programmability we're going to be looking at, and then what are we required to use? Is it going to be one that's the Fed runs manages the blockchain? Is it going to be something like a stable coin built on Ethereum or some other protocol? I don't know. There's so much open-ended stuff right now that
Well, sure.
anything's up for
And a
grabs.
lot of it will end up being, in my opinion, by regulation,
Yeah.
because I know I'm in a minority on, or at least on Twitter anyway, with regard to, I think stablecoin legislation is going to be the first thing we see coming through
Hmm.
Congress, for example, here in the United States in 2024. To me, that only makes sense. How do you regulate the rest of the freaking space if you ain't got the stable coins, which are pegged to the US dollar,
Hmm.
squared away and under control?
Especially if you're going to be using it for actual transactions, because you need to give it legal definition so then it can be enforced by the courts, which will then solidify its standing in place within the financial world, where it's like, okay, now you have blockchain transactions being fully legal um, certificates of existence, just like emails had to go through down that path in the 90s
Sure.
where they became official, and today
Yes.
it's like, well, of course an email is submittable in the court case. Well, it's the same thing with a blockchain transaction with a stablecoin. You're going to get the definition, and then you're going to get the legal ruling, and then there you go.
Right. Exactly. It's kind of funny. I remember, and I know you, and you tell me when you got to go. I
Okay.
understand. I remember talking with my accountant about, and my tax, my accountant, my tax guy, same thing. He had no, I was into, this crypto shit long before people even started training on this crypto shit. And talking to him about verifiability of my transactions on the blockchain. That was like over his head. Like, what are you talking about? How can that be? I'm like, it's completely immutable. You can go look it up right now. Here's the hash. Go look it up right now. You can see exactly what I did, exactly where it went, exactly what I sent. There's no question about what I've done. And I'm looking for another guy to take care of my taxes.
Fair.
I say that in case he's listening.
I'm guessing if you have to look for someone else, the person that have probably isn't going to be listening. Otherwise,
Yeah, probably
you
not.
wouldn't be looking.
In fairness, nicest guy in the world. Like, give you the shirt off his back kind of guy. Legit.
Yeah.
But like,
this isn't his area.
Yeah, like he's an older guy, like a little bit older than me.
Okay.
So definitely crypto is kind of not necessarily his wheelhouse. And it's kind of funny. I listened to like that interview I did with Joel Valenzuela. He did an actual live stream today, and he was bashing like boomers and this kind of thing. And I get why, because for the most part they're like this. They don't want to see shit. What I don't know, don't kill me. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't care. This is the regulation. And I get it. I get it. For the most part, that's how they are. They're the freaking, horse
My
with the
mom's the same
blinders on.
way.
Yeah, I get it. But like, we're not all that way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some of us get it. And that's why I said, I think I gotta find another guy that gets it. And again, he tried. And I tried to explain it to him, and I know he did a lot of research on it. I do. My guy, you know what I mean? But like the connection wasn't there.
You kind of want someone that can understand these things and be able to kind of anticipate what the needs might be. Someone who just has that knowledge set. So, whatever questions come up, or if they see a headline with new legislation, they know exactly how that situation fits into your circumstance.
Yes, exactly. And again, I've tried to orange pill him. But here's okay. I'm going to tell you this in case you're going to go through. So like, I think it was last March, April-ish, right after we had all that bullshit with the banks collapsing, Silvergate and all this other stuff. You remember that, right? Right after that, I get this random text message from him. And he's like, Keith, you might want to get out of Bitcoin. I think it's going to zero. And when I was done laughing, I very nicely constructed a text message back to him, basically saying that I think that I'd be more worried about the banks going to zero right now than Bitcoin going to zero. But thank you for your concern. Sorry, I just had to share that. So I know you got to head out. Hey, throw out whatever you'd like before you go, and then I'm gonna wrap up anyway. So it's all you, man.
Okay.
Talk.
Thanks out to Beats and Techman and Alexander and Diego. Thanks for joining in. It's good having the interaction with everyone. Uh, should have responded noob.
Gotten a noob. I know.
God.
I'm like
Oh
trying not to laugh
God.
right now.
Oh boy, that could have been a hot response. Yes, be sure to follow Crypto Coin Mindset and Financial Failure, Crypto Jar, Matrix Money, and yes, Tiny Crypto Blog too. I'll throw myself into the hat as well. Um, and then yeah, I do weekly update with articles, and he tweets basically kind of like the 30,000-foot view, so you can kind of get a pulse of what's going on in the space. If there's any videos worth doing, I do that on Sundays. I also, not this week, I was going to do I try and do a weekly recap touching on whatever the big current topics are that kind of stand out during the week, and also throw in some shorts, just throwing um, thoughts on my mind for whatever kind of comes up, thought of the day sort of thing. So I throw those out there too. Oh, here's one to chew on. Okay, with Ethereum ETFs, and then I got a boogie. So with the fact that Ethereum is proof of stake, and you have these large entities now, if Ethereum ETF, because BlackRock says, hey, we're all down for it, and if they happen, all these large entities have to purchase Ethereum. And why wouldn't they create nodes and run nodes, validator nodes? Because one, they
Yep.
could monetize that, or they can use that to, if they need to add to their position, so they don't have to go to the open market. But what does that do as far as, and this is also a question for more technical minded people that know the ins and outs of the protocol, how does that create any sort of institutional capture or just regulatory capture? If they're going to be involved in ETH, are there going to be some back end rules and regulations that are going to have an effect with all the big bag holders from the ICO days, all the, from the devs, where it's like, well, we'll allow this ETF, but we're going to, ETH ETF, but we're going to have to pass legislation it's going to affect something that influences the how the protocol operates, its parameters, whatever, going forward. How is it going to affect that? What are the threats? Bitcoin is fairly decentralized, so it's harder to do. But with Ethereum, not quite. You've got additional risk
Especially now,
vectors.
proof of stake. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's additional. So it's just like one of those things to throw out there. Those thoughts of the day things. That's something that popped in my head. So yeah. And
I
with that,
appreciate it.
yeah.
Hey man, I really appreciate you being here. I truly do. I know, again, it's like, you got a lot of crap
Oh,
on your plate, but I appreciate you being here.
we got to
I
talk
do.
beer and you know fun stuff. So no,
Fun
it was
stuff.
great being here, and then everyone, glad to see you here as well. That's what makes this show so much fun. Everyone's there.
Appreciate that. And for those who don't already follow TCB Brian at Tiny Crypto Blog, again, link to his videos. Oh my God. Link to his YouTube channel in the description of this live stream. Go ahead and follow him. You can also find him on Twitter at Tiny Crypto Blog. Make sure that you're following him. Again, this gentleman has a unique perspective, which is why I love when he comes on my live streams, because he always gets me to think outside the proverbial box. I really appreciate it. You need to follow this man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, tinycryptoblog.com. And then if you're on BitChute, if you're on Odyssey, if you are on all of the podcast platforms, I upload through Anchor/Spotify. Have the episodes there. And yeah, you can follow it that way as well. And Keith, thank you very much. It was fun. I'm glad I was able to hop on for a while.
So am I, man. And one last cheers.
Cheers. Well, suds for me, but hey,
That's all right. It's the
it's
end of
got something
mine
in
as
it.
well. Appreciate it.
All
Hey,
right.
have a great night. I really do appreciate you being here. I'll be sending you more links. So whenever you can join, I appreciate it.
Will do. Awesome.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Take care, Keith.
Later.
See you, everyone.
All right, everybody. Listen, I will wrap up in a little bit, but what I would like to do is make sure that everybody has voted. So I'll give you like 5 more minutes to vote. Again, the currently right now, Beam, which is the write-in candidate for all intent and purposes, is in the lead right now. So we're focusing, trying to show you how to dollar cost average into cryptocurrency and how that can give you a good position and put you outside of the current system. Right now, your options, we do $25 a week, 15 of which goes to Bitcoin. The other $10, you vote for what we're dollar cost averaging into. So if you haven't voted, make sure you put your link, your vote in the live chat. If you're on Twitter, make sure you send me a DM on Twitter or attach it to a comment to the actual thread. And I am going to go and tabulate those in a minute. But your options are Ethereum, the Sandbox, Mana or Decentraland, Gala, Axie Infinity, and the write-in candidate at this point is Beam. So go ahead. You've got until 21:20 my time, Eastern time. So about 4 more minutes to vote. Please vote. I appreciate that. The giveaway. Okay. What I was talking about with the giveaway back at the beginning of this live stream was on the 20th of, is it the 20th? Hold on, I got to double check to make sure I got my date straight. Yes, the 20th of February. So in about 3 weeks on the Matrix Money podcast, we're going to be giving away a Tangent wallet. Also on the Matrix Money podcast, we're going to be giving away and I don't know if I'm gonna do it on 1 week or 2 different weeks. Basically copies of the Bible and Bitcoin. And I put the link to my video where I talked to Pastor Armstrong about his book here. We're going to give away these books on the Matrix Money podcast. Also, going to be giving away 2 of these books here on this channel. I've got to get them in first before I can give them away, obviously. But those are the giveaways that I talked about back in the beginning of this live stream, Alexander. Tonight, no giveaways tonight. But Matrix Money podcast on the 20th for a Tangent wallet. And Jar just got it in today. So we're doing it on the 20th. So about 3 weeks, like I said. And again, the Bible and Bitcoin book, you'll be able to opt in for a giveaway on that. That will be on the Matrix Money. Oops, sorry about that. The Matrix Money podcast on this channel. And specifically, I'm going to do a couple here on Crypto on the Rocks. So make sure that you are a part of that. All right, I'm going to go real quick and check the, excuse me, the Twitter account to see if anyone has voted on Twitter. So hang tight with me while I do that. No one has sent me a direct message. Let me go to my profile and see if anyone's voted on the actual live stream itself. Hang on 1 second. We got a bunch of shares. We got a bunch of views, but no votes, it looks like. All right, no problem. Again, anyone who hasn't voted, put your vote in the chat. Let me bring that back up here just so everybody can see. Ethereum, the Sandbox, Mana or Decentraland, Gala, Axie Infinity, or Beam is a write-in. Beam as a write-in. Yeah, definitely. Smash that like button. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah. I love it, Alexander. I appreciate you being here. You're great. Appreciate your support for this channel. I truly, truly do. Let me just tell everybody you can find all of my socials at cointree.ccm or /CCM. So COINTR.ee/CCM. This was set up by Naomi Brockwell. Link to her channel is in the description of this live stream. You can send me a donation if you are so inclined, and a message as well. But more importantly, it shows you all of my official social media channels, because I can't tell you, I mean, I'm not the biggest channel in the cryptocurrency space, but in my comments, I can't tell you, it takes me a long time to clean out my comments as best as I can. And I apologize right now if I don't get to all of the friggin' spam shit that's in my comments. I try like hell to get that all out of there, but I'll tell you, it's crazy how much spam is in my comments, even for a small YouTube channel. So if you go to, again, the coin tree, so COINTR.ee/CCM, you'll find all of my official social media channels. And if you're, again, so inclined, you can send me a tip. I ain't gonna complain about that. Appreciate it. It helps the channel. Also, one last thing. Let me do that. You want to know when I'm going live, or I'm being able to put out information. Like a lot of times I just put out about, I don't know, 2-3 months ago. I sometimes work with people who help to facilitate things in the cryptocurrency space. One of the gentlemen I work with, a millionaire in the cryptocurrency space, he puts out training that shows you how to specifically use trading bots to earn yourself passive income on a daily basis. I am under an NDA. He literally made me sign an NDA to not give you this information. So when he opens up that training, this side, I put it on my newsletter. I put it straight out to everyone who signed up for my newsletter. So link in the description of this live stream. Go ahead, sign up for the newsletter. That way, you know when stuff like that comes up. About a month ago, I guess now, I had the opportunity, another major influencer in the crypto space did an entire day's worth of training for people in the crypto space. I was able to promote that. And again, that went out primarily to the people on my email list. So make sure you go down into the description of this live stream, sign up for my newsletter, and you're going to get all that information straight as it comes. All right. So let me tabulate the last of the votes here before we go. And it's looking like, believe it or not, that's hilarious. Beam, the write-in candidate of the night, is going to be the winner for this week. So this week we'll be putting $15 into Bitcoin, or you guys vote on Friday, I DCA on Wednesday. So we're going to have $15 into BTC, and the other $10 from your votes tonight is going into Beam. Appreciate that write-in for everybody here. I put a lot of links in the comments. Make sure that you go look at those videos, follow up on those, especially the ones for where I interviewed Pastor Armstrong and talked about the Bible and Bitcoin, because that giveaway is coming, and Joel Valenzuela. So if you're looking to be able to function, not only DCA into cryptocurrency, but function in cryptocurrency, be able to pay your electric bill, pay whatever, have stuff purchased with cryptocurrency and do it on a consistent basis. This guy has been doing it for over a decade. And the more of us that do it is going to force our regulators to have to decide that they can't keep fucking with us, basically. Sorry. It's just the facts of the matter. All right. That's it. I'm going to head out. I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you all for being here. Automatic Beats, Tech Man, Alexander, thank you, all of you, for being in the live chat. Diego, I'm going through the live chat to make sure I'm trying not to miss anybody here. I appreciate all of you being in the live chat. Thank you all. I hope you have a great weekend. I truly do. And you will see me live on Monday. And I don't know what the frick I'm going to be talking about, but I'm going to be talking about something, and I'm going to be live. So make sure you join me then. This channel right here. And again, make sure, link in the description of this live stream, you sign up for the Matrix Money podcast. Make sure you subscribe. That way you're there when it comes time for us to raffle off that Tangent wallet and the Bible and Bitcoin book. Appreciate it very much. Yes, take care, homies. Appreciate it. Yes. All right. Thank you, guys. I truly appreciate all your support. I really, really do. And I hope you have a great night. Matter of fact, in the description of this live stream, I don't know if it's still going, but TechMan put in a video to go follow, a live stream to go follow. Go ahead over there, check it out. If you're into mining, that's where you need to go next. All right. Have a great night. I will see you guys next Friday for Crypto on the Rocks. But before then, Monday.